Hello world! So I finished IB 2 years ago, which has given me adequate time to think about whether or not IB has been worth it. So I'm going to give you 5 reasons that IB has been worth it, even though you might not think that right now, after you spent a month of your life writing exams. So the first way that IB is worth it is university credits. So plain and simple, a lot of universities will give you credit for your high-level IB courses if you do well enough in them, which makes sense because the content you're covering in these courses is actually relevant university content. So I was actually able to get 26 credits from IB from UBC, which is really funny because they actually gave me a full year of first-year philosophy just from TOK. So yeah, so make sure you check what universities take your credits, because I've been able to graduate a whole year early just because I did do IB. So although that might not apply in your case, I'm sure that a lot of courses will still be applicable from the IB. So that's number 1. Number 2 is learning how to think critically. So, you know, people used to say this in the IB that you're a critical thinker, and I never really understood what it meant, and I never really saw how it was benefiting me until I was kind of able to see that the skills that I learned thinking critically in the IB actually helped me in my major right now, which is international relations, but also generally in life, to kind of analyze things that I'm reading and hearing, and being able to question them and also think of like the other side of things. So I think learning how to think critically has been really important. Number 3 is learning how to balance your time. So while you're doing the IB, you're doing all these hard courses with all this homework, and you're still trying to do like all these other things that you're interested in, like sports and arts and things like that. So you really have to learn how to schedule your time, and this is really critical in university because you're going to have so many things that you're going to want to do and not enough time to do it all, and your courses are going to be like pretty similar to the level of difficulty that you were facing in IB. So that's really important. So that kind of leads to number 4, which is workload, because you are going to have like 4,000 word essays that you have to write. Although honestly, like most of my essays are like 3,000 words, but like still learning how to do an essay and like learning how to do that in a short amount of time, because let's be honest, you procrastinated, didn't you? So that's that. And then number 5, which I found really valuable, is just the network of people in the IB. So like this might seem really dumb to you at the time, like you're like, well, how is it gonna help me that like these other people are also doing the IB, like how is this relevant? But it can be a great conversation starter. So for example, you'll be like, oh, like you went to school in Brazil, but like you're in Canada, so maybe you went to an international school, and maybe you went to the IB. So then you can be like, did you do the IB? And then they'll be like, yeah. And then you'll like automatically have that thing to talk about, which can help you like meet so many people. And like just coming to like university right off the bat, I just like ask people like, oh, like did you do IB? And then they'd be like, well, sometimes they say no, but sometimes they say yes, and I'd be like, oh cool, like what did you do your EE on? And like although that's not like the most interesting thing to talk about, at least it gives you like an icebreaker. So recap: credits, learning how to think critically, learning how to balance your time, workload, and network are 5 key benefits that you get from IB. They may not get from other high school programs, but I mean, like you could get that from AP, but I don't think AP has the kind of network that IB does. And like, you know, like you kind of suffer for 2 years, but then you come out of it and you have all these credits, and like you have these good friends, and like you can like bond over how much you suffered with other people who have also done the IB. So it works out. So if you're doing the IB right now, just stick in there, hang in there, because after you're done, it will be worth it.